My name is Bella Palumbi, and I'm a youth at the Digital Harbor Foundation Tech Center. I'm going to be talking about my game, Monkey Mayhem, which is a mobile game available for free on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. I used a code language called Lua to make it, and on the left you see some examples of Lua code, and this is part of my game. And the way I did it was, the way it works is I also used a simulation program called Corona SDK, and Corona SDK is a program where you can link it from your code documents. So if you put the .lua at the end right here, you can link it to your Corona, and it'll show you a little phone screen in the corner of your computer screen, and it'll show you what your code will look like when it's on a phone screen. So it's a good simulation. And I use a text editor called Text Wrangler to make my game, or to code. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I put some of the images in and do the different things in my game. And there's a video of my game, and you can watch that, but right now I'm just going to be going over some of the code. So what I had to do was I had to put the images in and then make them interact with each other. So for example, on the main menu screen, you see this little image over here, and it's a little bit bigger, but this is just the basic monkey. And I put that in the main menu scene with some code, and every scene, every different screen you see is a different document mostly. So this is the main menu scene document, and here is the code for the monkey image. And so basically I'll just walk you through it. Local, this part means I'm just starting something new, and it's going to be a different thing that's going to interact with different other things. And this part, the mymonkey1, is what I'm going to call it. So whenever I reference it later in the code, it's going to be that the code knows I mean this. And this part is just saying it's an image, and it's a new image. And this part is saying that here's where to find it in my files. And the reason it says images/monkey1.png is because wherever you have your Lua files, it has to be in the same folder as wherever your images folder is. So it can't just be anywhere in your computer. It has to be the first folder or file you put in your little train of things is the one that's nearest the Lua files. So it goes images, and then that's the name of the file. And then this is the size. And then on the next line, I have this is the name again, and I'm just saying where I want it on the screen. So it's for the X value at least, it's in the middle of the X value, and then for the Y value, it's at 650, so it's kind of at the bottom of the screen. And this part is just putting it in the group so that it knows I want it to be seen on the screen, because sometimes when you're making different apps, you can make it so that when you press the button, something appears and then disappears or switches, and that can be in a different group. So it's in this group of this scene, so it's going to be seen. So that's how I put the image in for the main menu scene. But in the game itself, in the game scene, it's actually doing an animation, and I had to use different code for that. So I'll show you that. And I went to the game scene.lua one because it's in a different part of the game. So down here is the part with the animation. So I said local my monkey. So I called it my monkey, and I called it my monkey here, and I called it my monkey1 in the main menu scene because my monkey is going to be the one that I'm going to be using more often, because the game scene has more mechanics and a lot more code than the main menu scene. And so I called it just the more simple name. Okay, so, and then this part is just saying instead of a new image or something else, it's an animation. So it's going to be a string of images played in a certain order. And then here I have open brackets and close brackets, and here's all the images. And this is kind of the order they're going to be put in. So I can say at this time play frames, so each one of these little ones is a frame 1 through 4, because this one, the bottom here, monkey dead, it's the one where when you hit an obstacle. So if you see down here, I say, so when the function is game over, my monkey stop at frame 5, and it's the only time I ever use the dead frame, so I can make it stop at different ones, so that it's not always just, doing the different swinging animations, like this is part of the swinging animation, and then the dead one, so it makes more sense. And then here is the part where I rotate the whole animation, so it kind of looks more like it's swinging. And then I put it in the group. So that's how I use the animation, and it stops the animation when it swings from rope to rope, so that it looks more like it's jumping instead of just like sliding. So I had to do different code to change all the different things. So another thing in the game is when the monkey hits an obstacle, it'll take it to the game over function, and or when it hits a banana, it'll add a banana to the score counter at the top of the screen, and it'll make the game go faster by a certain percentage of the original speed. And now down here I have the code for that. So this part, on collision, is what it's called. So I just named it on collision because when collision happens, then this happens. Like, see, there's if-then statements. So this is what it's called, and it's an event, so it means something's going to happen instead of just an image or something on the screen. So basically, it's just saying, like, if it has begun, then this is saying when it hits the banana, then remove the banana and change the banana count to add 1. So the banana count is the score. And the score speed equals start speed times 100 minus banana count divided by 100. That's just an equation that adds a certain percentage of the speed to the original speed depending on how many bananas you've collected. And then this part, score text.text equals score, and then toString banana count is just saying whatever the banana count is, that's whatever is after the score. So score, colon, and then the number. And then I have, so this part within the, with the dash dash is a comment, so the code doesn't read it, it's just for my reference. So timer.cancel spike timer. So spike timer is it's a generator kind of, so how often the spikes generate, so it's just stopping the timer. And I have code for that further down. And then, so it's basically saying, oh, this is the part that says spike timer equals timer.perform with delay. So it's changing the speed of the delay between how fast they generate according to how much the banana count is. So it makes it so that as the game goes faster, there's more bananas. And then this is the part that makes the banana go faster, generate faster. And the reason it says timer cancel is so that it cancels the old timer and then starts a new timer with a different speed every time you collect a new banana. That's why it's the on collision event with the banana. It changes all these different things. And then see how I had if-thens? Now I have else-if-then. So this is what happens when you hit a spike or a rock. So I had parts where it would make it invisible, but then I had a problem where they were being stuck at the end of the screen, and then it was bad. So this print part is, so for the terminal, there's a terminal part where you can see what's going on with your code like live. So when it hits a banana, you can see it go through the whole on collision event. And so I was just testing out when it hits the spike, does it actually read this code or is there a problem? So when it says print hit spike, it'll put that in the terminal as a separate line so I can see that it's reading the code. And then this means just play the game over sequence. So hit rock. Okay, so basically it's kind of all saying the same sort of thing. So this is when it hits the rock and the game as well. And then there's a game over scene too with images and a play again button. So there's a lot more code, but these are some of the basics. And I hope you found it interesting. And thanks for watching the video on Monkey Mayhem. And don't forget to download it. Thanks.